Yo, YouTube, we back at it with another YouTube video, man. Not a music reaction, not a UK drill reaction. We got a Kid Nerd video. Shout out to Kid Nerd. So this is the source of the video. If y'all want to go watch that yourselves, it is the Deadly War in Camden, active gang versus 51st. So we talking about Sus's upbringing. Let's see how that goes.
20s.
Camden, the heart of fashion and culture in London, with some of the most expensive house prices and biggest tourist attractions in England. And from the outside in, looks like the perfect place to live. But that's what the government want to show you. Once we go deeper into the lower income estates of the borough, we start to see a different story. A story of the country's most deprived estates in London being separated from roads of...
And I say one thing, yeah, like this is how it is, like in America. I'm pretty sure y'all know about that, but like it's the same, like the way these governments have like their layout plan, like bro, it's literally the same thing in every other country. Like it's literally the same thing, and then you get a rise up in gangs and all type of stuff because of people in these deprived areas. And if you keep depriving these people, what else are they going to turn to? Like they're basically living in the projects. They living in the worst part of the town. So if you gonna keep masking this BS, like Camden is, or in this sense, like Camden is all sunshine and rainbows, and on the other side was separated. But he said separated by one road, one road. Like, bro, that's how close that so quote unquote the hood is close to like the shopping areas and stuff like that. It's the same thing about like how FBG Duck got shot when he was in like the luxury parts of Chicago, and he just got shot up. That joint chased him all the way out there to the luxury parts. So it's like, bro, it's crazy, bro.
So Camden is a borough in northwest London and is very, very close to the centre of London. But despite the area being so close to the rich centre of the capital, in the last few years the war in the area has been going brazy. So historically, unlike neighbouring areas like Islington and Brent, Camden's beef situation hasn't been as active as others. But this all changed around 2016 when a man from Camden called Merce had his watch stolen from another man from another area in Camden. After this, there was some back and forth, which resulted in a big rivalry in the borough.
Bro, they created this beef off of a watch, my dude. Bro, a watch, my guy. And now y'all killing each other over. Well, it's not, I want to say over a watch. Like, y'all killing each other because y'all just keep going back and forth. But, like, bro, this whole thing started off of a watch. Bro.
Stolen from another man from another area in Camden. After this, there was some back and forth, which resulted in a big rivalry in the borough, literally between groups of kids that grew up together. One side being gangs built up from a few estates in Camden, which were the Peckwater gang from the Peckwater estate, the QC gang, which were from a road in Camden called Queen's Crescent, and Cumber, which is a gang made up from an estate called Regent's Park in Cumberland Market. They linked up together and called themselves 51st, due to their postcodes being in NW1 and NW5, which is where the 5 and the 1 come from. And from the other side of the feud, we have a gang called Active Gang, where some people may know from their songs, and they're from the Ager Grove estate in Camden. And Active Gang are affiliated with another gang called CT1 and NRB, which they all linked up and called themselves 71st. And just like that, the war was now on between 51st and 71st over this watch being stolen. So Camden is actually home to a big Somalian community, with a big portion of them residing in Ager Grove, which is the territory of the 71st gang. Such a big community that the majority of 71st members are actually Somalian. And if you watch one of my previous videos on Mali Strip, Somalian people are people you don't want to be messing with, which you'll understand more in this video. And this beef was on go from early. In 2017, two members of the AG gang, which represent 71st, executed a triple shooting on three 51st members. Two of the members ran to a nearby hospital.
See, and that's the thing. All y'all want to keep making fun about them UK dudes talking about that they don't got straps over there. But they got straps over there, bruh. You be my guest if you want to go over there and go test it out yourself, bruh. But they do have that. They can get those, bruh. And they actually say it's very easy to get that shit, bro.
This beef was on go from early. In 2017, two members of the AG gang, which represent 71st, executed a triple shooting on three 51st members. Two of the members ran to a nearby hospital, but while hospital staff was treating the two members, they also called police to the hospital to investigate the situation. Once the two realised the police was called, they didn't even care about their treatment anymore, and attempted to run out of the hospital while still having bullet wounds lodged in them. But the
Bruh, is that serious that they called the cops and they stepped off with bullets still inside them, fool? Fool. It's like that?
police to the hospital to investigate the situation. Once the two realised the police was called, they didn't even care about their treatment anymore, and attempted to run out the hospital while still having bullet wounds lodged in them. But the police ended up detaining them and arresting them after a struggle between the both. The reason they wanted to run was because all three members are actually wanted for suspicion of grievous bodily harm, which all three were eventually arrested.
Okay. I ain't gonna lie, I would step off too. I ain't gonna lie. Like, just think about it. Just put yourself in their perspective real quick. Like, you just got wet up. Damn, I got wet the fuck up. Fuck. You said you called who? They coming now. I gotta go. Think about it. If you in this situation, you wanted for GBH. You're wanted. They're looking for you, bro. I would step off too. What am I staying there for? Shoot, I'm gonna find a way to get the bullets out of me. Trust me.
Ended up detaining them and arresting them after a struggle between the both. The reason they wanted to run was because all three members are actually wanted for suspicion of grievous bodily harm, which all three were eventually arrested for. Now, of course, 51st weren't happy about this triple shooting, and they were trying to get it back in blood. So they went lurking on the Ager Grove estate and shot a rival in the face with a shotgun. The rival actually managed to survive and make his own way back to hospital. But this beef really kicked off in the
Fool. This man got shot in the face.
They were trying to get it back in blood. So they went lurking on the Ager Grove estate and shot a rival in the face with a
Fool. This man got shot in the face and was able to walk to the hospital? Your head is not blown off? How does the head get blown off then? So what is he got the pellets in his face, bro? What?
Linked to both of the gangs. So on February 2017, a 16-year-old girl had an Airbnb party in Kensington, West London. You know those type of parties where a girl invites 7 different types of gangs and asks people to leave their beef at home? Yeah, one of those. So at this party, there were...
Let me tell you something, bro. Stop, bro. Listen, bro. Like, when I was a young kid, bro, it was very, very hard to go to parties, bro. Especially parties that were just public. Bro, it was always trouble at one of those parties where it's just be like, everybody come. You can just come. They put out the addy. That's one. Tell me how this makes sense. You put out the addy for everybody around the area to see. Everybody, come to my party, blah, 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 blah. You put out the addy, and you tell people to leave the drama at home? Fool. That's the one thing you're asking for. Because the person who's going to get the freaking addy are those type of people that are coming to the party to mess up the party, bro.
In Kensington, West London. You know those type of parties where a girl invites 7 different types of gangs and asks people to leave their beef at home? Yeah, one of those. So at this party, there were people from all over London there. But a few uninvited guests tried to pull up to the party. One of these people being a boy from 51st called Dotty and his friend, who pulled up to the party with a gun and knife looking for trouble. But the night turned left for Dotty and his friend, and ended up with Dotty being chased down by 20 young boys. And when the boys caught up to him, they stabbed him 13 times altogether, which actually resulted in Dotty dying, which 4 16-year-old boys from Hackney and Tottenham were sentenced.
That's Boogie B.
So
yo! Oh!
Down by 20 young boys. And when the boys caught up to him, they stabbed him 13 times altogether, which actually resulted in Dotty.
Okay, so that makes sense about the... Okay, I'm gonna get to Boogie B in a second. But, bro, I'm 20 people? R.I.P. to Dottie, man. R.I.P. You know what I'm saying? Nobody deserved to die, you feel me? But 20 people... I'm sorry, bro. You are not catching me. I got a broken leg, my arm out the socket, eyeball about to... You are not catching me, bro. 20 people with knives. With knives? And I'm running? Yeah, okay.
Looking for trouble. But the night turned left for Dotty and his friend, and ended up with Dotty being chased down by 20 young boys. And when the boys caught up to him, they stabbed him 13 times altogether.
They're running him down, fool. Fool.
It resulted in Dotty dying, which 4 16-year-old boys from Hackney and Tottenham were sentenced and convicted for.
So, hey y'all, my UK supporters down in the comment section, who else was with Boogie B? Like, who else is that? I know that's Boogie B, I know he's from OFB, but who's from Hackney? What gang is that? What are they called?
Obviously, that their member Dotty was just stabbed to death, so they were out trying to get revenge. So they went out for revenge in a stolen BMW, and travelled all the way from Camden in northwest London, to Hackney in East London, and then to Tottenham in North London.
I don't know. I don't live in the UK, so y'all supporters put like how long of a distance that is. I feel like that is a very long distance to go get back.
Out trying to get revenge. So they went out for revenge in a stolen BMW and travelled all the way from Camden in northwest London to Hackney in East London and then to Tottenham in North London because that's where the people who killed Dottie were from. But they ended up finding no one from both areas. But they weren't trying to go home without spilling some blood first. So 51st went all the way back to Camden to look for 71st members and found an affiliate member of 71st called AK and killed him. But they weren't done there. They were riding for a whole another 2 hours looking for more.
Oh, that's T Scam Mans. That's on T
Went all the way back to Camden to look for 71st members and found an affiliate member of 71st called AK and killed him. But they weren't done there. They were riding for a whole another 2 hours looking for more 71st members and found a 71st member called Mitch's little brother. Mitch's little brother attempted to run into a cab and begged the driver to drive him to safety, but the driver refused to move and he was dragged out of the cab and stabbed to death by 51st members.
You a snake. You need to go to jail. Period. Nah, bro. That's messed up, bro. Like, fool, but like, bro, how do you not drive off, bro? You just gonna sit there and let bro get stabbed up? Fool, the driver needs to do some time for that. Like, he don't need to go to jail for, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because, like, think about it like this. You in court, right? You can challenge the fact that that was a setup. Which, you know what I'm saying? You can challenge the fact that that was a setup. Like, you can put the driver in that joint and be like, yo, the driver was purposely paid not to pull off and trap that man in there. You could say something like that. Like, that's wild. Like, how do you not drive off? And then, like, I know he was probably screaming at the top of his lungs, getting yinged up in the cut, like, bro, and you just gonna sit there in your car? Like, fool, people don't got no heart, bro.
Member called Mitch's little brother. Mitch's little brother attempted to run into a cab and begged the driver to drive him to safety, but the driver refused to move and he was dragged out of the cab and stabbed to death by 51st members. All within 2 hours of their first murder they committed that night, and 6 members were sentenced to life for these murders. Then on September 4th, 2017, a member from 51st called Flips and the older brother of the second wed who died that night called Mitch bumped into each other on Hampstead Road in Camden and started getting into a little altercation, which ended with Flips stabbing Mitch in his arm, neck and back, leaving the knife lodged into Mitch's bones and murdering him. An undercover policeman just happened to witness this whole situation and ran down Flips and arrested him. And now
So you saw the whole situation and still let him stab him? Bars in the back just like, oh yeah, they arguing. Oh yeah, he pulled out the shank. Oh yeah, he just yinged him up. Damn. All right, let me step in now. Like what, bro? Like fool. You see them arguing when you should have been broke that up. We're just over there watching the show.
Mitch in his arm, neck and back, leaving the knife lodged into Mitch's bones and murdering him. An undercover policeman just happened to witness this whole situation and ran down Phillips and arrested him. And now Phillips is serving 17 years to life for this murder. After this, the beef in Camden went under some serious investigation by police, and members from all sides started to get taken down for conspiracies, firearms and drug charges. And the beef started to die down a bit. But then 2019 hit, and quite a lot of the members that were locked up started to come out. And taking in consideration that 51st members, just before everyone started going in prison and killed 3 71st members. 71st members started coming out of prison on some demon time and were most definitely looking for revenge with no warnings. The first signs that 71st was really back was on a cold Tuesday in February. 1 AM in the morning, a 51st member called G Squeeze was walking past the Sainsbury's in Camden when a 4x4 crashed into him and several 71st members jumped out on him like a pack of wolves, stabbing him repeatedly in his head and body, leaving him literally paralyzed.
Oh, nah, just kill me. Let me die, bro. I ain't getting paralyzed. Just let me die, bro. Like if you gonna stab me in my head, you might as well just let me go, bro. Just do it until I'm gone, bro. In the, bruh, R.I.P. to that man. But like, fool. Nah, don't even let me be paralyzed. Just pull the plug, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Was walking past the Sainsbury's in Camden when a 4x4 crashed into him and several 71st members jumped out on him like a pack of wolves, stabbing him.
Hey, y'all in the comment section, y'all let me know if Sus was a part of this. Y'all let me know.
Him
I
repeatedly
feel
in his
like he
head and
was.
body, leaving him literally paralyzed and not being able to walk. But that wasn't enough for 71st members. They wanted someone dead for their friends. So on April 1st, 2019, a suspected
I
member
know
of
he was a part of
51st called
this
C.
one.
Miz and his cousin were walking down Grafton Road in Gospel Oak, Camden, when four 71st members jumped out a stolen black car and started chasing them. C. Miz and his cousin split up, but unfortunately the men who jumped out the car locked onto C. Miz, and C. Miz ended up dropping to the ground when the 71st members started to stab him repeatedly with machetes and then run from the scene. After this murder, 71st members made a song called Congo, and the reason why they called it Congo is because C. Miz was actually a refugee from Congo after him and his family fled the war from over there. And members repeatedly in their songs say that they get their weed from Congo, not Cali, pretty much just trying to say that they're smoking on C. Miz. And as I said before, the
Hey, that's wild as shit, bruh. They said they smoking on Congo.
majority of these 71st members are Somalian. So after all of this, there was news going about in Camden that 51st members were out on the lurk, and any Somalian they see, they're killing African people. Because you have to remember, despite Somalians being dark-skinned and African, a lot of Somalians don't really see themselves the same as other black people. So this was kind of turning into a race war between Somalia
So the Somalians are the bougie people of black people, huh? Y'all just too bougie,
for West
huh?
African people. Because you have to remember, despite Somalians being dark-skinned and African, a lot of Somalians don't really see themselves the same as other black people. So this was kind of turning into a race war between Somalian and black people in Camden, which is just all wrong for so
what?
many reasons. But 71st weren't happy enough with the killing of C. Miz. They wanted to spill more blood. So August 12, 2019, 6 members started circling the estates of 51st members in a stolen Ford Fiesta and a stolen Seat, when they spotted 16-year-old culprit and other members coming out of a restaurant around 10:30 p.m. Culprit and other members ran to a nearby set of blocks near Euston Road, but 71st members found them later on that night, and 3 members jumped out and chased them down, catching up to the 16-year-old 51st member called Culprit. Culprit was running for his life and literally screaming for help, banging on neighbours' doors to let him in so he could escape his attackers. But when the 71st members caught up to him, 2 71st members held him, while a third member repeatedly pushed a 1-foot-long zombie killing knife through his chest, while it was
Do y'all see this? This is what that nigga Sus was talking about. Y'all see this? Fool. I'm playing Assassin's Creed. I'm playing Assassin's Creed. What is that? They put that in a 16-year-old, bro. 16. In his chest and out his... Bro.
so he could escape his attackers. But when the 71st members caught up to him, 2 71st members held him, while a third member repeatedly pushed a 1-foot-long zombie killing knife through his chest, while it was coming out of his back. And when the 71st members were done, the killers were said to be running away after, laughing hysterically, which is what bystanders said. And culprit, he was just any normal kid from London. He was talented at football, and even had trials for Southampton Football Club, but started getting involved in a local gang and brushed aside his football, and unfortunately became a victim of the streets.
So messed up, bro. Because it's like... I take SJ for example. SJ OFB. 3SJ, man. But look, man. Bro, I seen SJ's football highlight. Bro, he is tough. He is so tough at football, bro. Like soccer for you Americans out there. He was so tough at that sport, bro. And he chose the gang life, you feel me? But, I mean, he obviously almost technically made it out of the gang life through his rap career, but you know he's in there now. But like, bro, most of these kids that are in the gang, bro, they really be tough at the sport, bro, and they really could get out of this life. But you know, it's like it's just the area you grow up in. That's why I turn to go back to the government, bro. Y'all be complaining about gangs and this, that, and the third, and gentrifying the area, but y'all do nothing to help these kids. These kids are in the worst state of living. Like, they're in the lowest income estates, bro. And you either in a gang or you get at a sport. That's the only way you can get out. Cause if you be normal, like, bro, you gonna get caught up in it, and it's like no way out, bro. It's like literally the same thing over here in America. Y'all complain about the gangs and stuff, but do nothing to help out the area. Where are the community centers? Where are the playgrounds? Where is it? There's nothing here. They don't got nothing, so they go outside and start killing each other.
51st were now looking for revenge on their recent L's, and there were many stabbings across the month. And early on in September, there was a case of 3 killings in 5 days in Camden. One of these being a man from a completely different area all the way in East London, but unfortunately he was walking at the wrong place at the wrong time. So he was actually walking on Queen's Crescent Estate, which is a hotspot for 51st members, and was shot and killed in a drive-by, being mistaken for a 51st member. Just an hour before, another woman was
You like, bro, it's to the point now where you can't even walk, bruh, without you being mistaken. Like, I gotta wear grandma shades, grandma pants. Why am I saying grandma? Grandpa shades, grandpa hat, grandpa shorts, just to make it look like I'm not a, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, what do you wear? What can I wear, bruh? Cause I just might be mistaken. You feel me? Nowadays, members are killing and asking questions later, bro. They act first. Like, bro, y'all know how in the West Side Gang movies they be like, yo, where you from, cuz? They always ask, where you from, cuz? And you gotta say where you from. And if you say like the right thing, or you say you not from their op, then they gonna leave you alone. Nowadays it's just, yo, what's up, cuz? Whap. No questions asked. Just what's up, cuz? Whap. You getting shot, like, bro.
So he was actually walking on Queen's Crescent Estate, which is a hotspot for 51st members, and was shot and killed in a drive-by, being mistaken for a 51st member. Just an hour before, another woman was stabbed to death just a few hundred yards from the situation, and 4 days later a 71st member called Nuts was stabbed.
They got girl gang members? Why was she stabbed? What is going on?
In a drive-by, being mistaken for a 51st member. Just an hour before, another woman was stabbed to death just a few hundred yards from the situation, and 4 days later a 71st member called Nuts was stabbed to death by a gang of 51st members with machetes outside one of the busiest areas in London, Camden Tube Station. And for the longest, a lot of people,
And they doing it in the middle of everybody too, bro. Like, these, bro, nowadays, bro, they do it at night, but you can get that shit in the daytime too. Like, bro, they do not care. They do not care if there's kids around. They don't care if your little brother just got off the bus stop. But they don't care, bro. They don't care if you ordering food. Bro, it don't matter. They will get your ass whenever, wherever, whatever time you're available, they're gonna get you, bro. It don't matter. You cannot run. Look at them.
and 4 days later a 71st member called Nuts was stabbed to death by a gang of 51st members with machetes outside one of the busiest areas in London, Camden Tube Station. And for the longest, a lot of people didn't even know all this stuff was going on until a 71st member called Suspect started jumping on the drill scene, calling himself the Camden Grim Reaper, and releasing some of the most disrespectful tunes towards his ops. So much that police take down pretty much any song that the gang uploads, which really started to bring some attention to what's happening down there, and definitely got the attention of me, especially a song from Suspect called Dugout, which is probably one of the most disrespectful songs I've ever heard. It really makes you deep how tapped this whole beef is. In one of his lines he says,
same place we used to play runouts is the same place his chest got dug out. Same place I was telling you play out is the same place I'm telling you come out.
Which really makes you think, damn, these guys were close friends at one time, and now they're trying to kill each other. All stemming from a little small altercation that happened a couple years back. But anyway guys, that's it for today's video, and peace out.
It's really, all of this, everything that has something to do with it, all of this started from a watch being stolen, bro. A watch, my dude. And it's like the bickering back and forth, and then it's probably went from he said something disrespectful, now he's saying something disrespectful, and now y'all hate each other. These niggas were the same niggas that just played in the neighborhood, and now they're gang members killing each other. Shit's crazy, bro. Shit is crazy, man. We gonna be back soon with another reaction, dog. Y'all keep commenting down below. I'm gonna keep adding it to the list. Y'all follow me y'all follow me on Instagram and Twitter, JStephMD. Give me the 10K. Like, sub up the channel, share it with your friends, do what you gotta do, man. And then yeah, on the road to 100K. Let's get it, man. Y'all on the journey.